I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, on the streets. My mom was a drug addict. My dad left when I was 2. We went from woman's shelter to woman's shelter to woman's shelter. She did not want to change. So I'm here to tell you, change is possible if you want it. I can't do this without Jesus. So I was born and raised in Seattle, around gangs, drugs, alcohol. My mom had a boyfriend, and I can remember going to his friend's house, a sink full of bleach. There's a reason behind that. In case if the cops showed up, they just dump all the drugs down the drain. That was my life until I was 10 years old. I got adopted at 10 because my mom died. She overdosed on heroin and meth. It was filled with hatred and anger and just pure dysfunction. I remember as a kid, I grew up in a trailer park. At one end, we had one gang. At the other end, we had another gang. And in the middle, there was a family. That was my family. I had to sleep with a .22 pistol every night at the age of 5 years old. My son is 7. I can't imagine any child living that way. So, I grew up around that lifestyle until I was 10. I was adopted into a military family. There was abuse in that family. Mental abuse and physical abuse. Since then, they have told me, we apologize, and I forgave them. That's the only way to live. You have to forgive.
Amen.
You may not forget, but you have to forgive. My dad told me that, my adopted dad. And I believe that to be true to this day. So, how I became homeless and an alcoholic. In my house, when I was adopted, like I said, there was a lot of abuse. And when I left at the age of 17, I started to hang around the wrong crowd. I started to drink alcohol. And it started to spiral down into a chaos where I couldn't fix it. Partying, hanging around the wrong people. I had a job. I worked in the restaurant business since I was 17 years old. Till I was, 32. I worked in the restaurant business. So in the restaurant business, that lifestyle was still around. So I continued to live that lifestyle for 15 years. I was a blackout drunk for 15 years. I started out small, started out with a 6-pack. I ended up on the streets of Salem. I moved here when I was 23. I'm 40 years old now. When I moved here, I was still working in the restaurant business. I got tired of the restaurant business, so I got a job with the state of Oregon, working at the state hospital. I worked there for quite some time, then I got laid off. Because back then they did a state layoff, and I was one of them to get laid off. I chose alcohol over my job, over my place of living. I lost it all. I still remember that day. It was the summer of 2014. I was sitting downtown Salem with my backpack and a sleeping bag. That's all I had. This one gentleman walked up to me and showed me where to sleep. Slept at a church. Slept there for a long time. I was part of the partying crowd there.